Hey, what's up, my Dokus? Jason welcoming you back to more The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Last time, we started on our tasks here in Celdic, where we did some things around the Grand Market, and then helped Samus to repair a light out on West Celdic Highway. This time, we're going to be continuing through our tasks, starting off by going to church. Firstly, we have to talk to Father Zerbal. Excuse me, are you Father Zerbal? That's correct. And you would be... Oh, I see. You must be the students who will be helping with my request. That's us. We came here from Thor's military academy. I suspected as such. Thank you for taking the time to come and speak with me. I'd like to request that you collect the ingredients I need to make some medicine. Do you have the time to do this request for me? We're ready to help. My thanks. Can I ask what sort of medicine these ingredients will be used for? It's essentially medicine to deal with the common cold by strengthening the body's immune system. Many people tend to catch it during spring and fall, when the temperature switches between hot and cold, you see. This is why I ended up running out in the first place. Huh, that makes sense. I've had to rely on the church for medicine a bunch of times too. Definitely made my life easier. Agreed. We owe much to the vast amount of medical knowledge the church possesses. We really do, especially since modern paramedics still can't compare to it. You students certainly know your stuff. But getting back to the matter at hand, there are two ingredients I want you to collect for me. The first is a medicinal plant known as a bear claw, which grows in humid areas. It's not as common to find them growing in Celdic, but you can still get them at the Grand Market. There's a drugstore run by a man named Flint. Tell him that I sent you. I'll note that down. The other ingredient I need is imperial carrots. You can get these from a farmer named Paul, who lives in a farmhouse on the West Celtic Highway. Again, simply tell him that I sent you, and he should share some with you. Understood. That should be it. That should be it then. Is there anything you'd like to go over again? No, that's fine. Which of our two destinations should we make our way to first? Doesn't seem like it matter. Yes, I agree. We'll be off then, Father. I'll be awaiting your return. Alright, we have our quests. So, now what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and just head out on West Celdic Highway first, as we're just going to make our way over to that farmhouse. So we did go in that farmhouse, but we did not, couldn't do anything there. But now we can, because we have to go get those, get those imperial carrots from him. So we just come all the way up here, and we just talk to him. Excuse me, would you happen to be Paul? That's right, who might you be? We're students from Thor's military academy. Father Zerbal requested that we come here and collect imperial carrots. Oh, is that so? I'm pretty sure I set a batch aside for him. Can you wait a few minutes? Hey, sorry for the wait. Here you go. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen carrots this color before. Likewise, they certainly do seem nutritious though. Don't they? They're actually rare enough that people present them to the imperial family as gifts. They're said to be medicinal properties on top of being nutritious too. So make sure you're careful while carrying them back. Understood. Leave it to us. So next up is Flint at the Grand Market. Yeah, let's head back to town. Alright, I guess I'll meet you guys back in town. Alrighty, now back at the Grand Market, we need to go here. Welcome. Anything specific you're looking for? This must be the store that Father Zerbal mentioned. We're here on behalf of Father Zerbal, actually. He asked us to come here to collect a bear claw from you. Oh, is that so? Here you go then. Thank you, sir. I'm surprised at how thorny this is, though, considering it's a medicinal herb. Its resemblance to a bear's claw is where it gets its name from, after all. Unrelated, but my supply of them happens to come from Liberl. They were flown into Heimdall when I had them sent along by train. Whoa, really? Guess it just goes to show how big of a deal this market is. Yeah, there really is a bunch of unusual stuff here. The market's popularity is well justified. I believe we've gathered all the ingredients now, correct? Yeah, let's report back to Father Zerbal. Alright, let's do it. Run away! Alright. Excuse me. Sorry if my voice is just like sounding raspy and stuff. I'm still recovering from a bit of a raspy voice. I see you've returned with the ingredients. We have. Here you are, Father. Please accept my thanks. Now I can get back to making the medicine. I'd like you to accept these as well, as a token of my appreciation. Alright, we got 3 Terra bombs, 3 Celestial bombs, and that's it. Thank you, Father. Do you happen to make these as well? That's correct. There's not much of it, but it should come in handy. Thank you for your concern. We'll make good use of these. Good luck with the remainder of your tasks, and may Adios' guidance be with you. Alright, that's another quest complete. And now what we need to do is head out towards East Celdic, as the other side quest we have is taking care of a monster out here in this area.
This would be a really tranquil area, if not for the monsters.
Yeah, let's be careful.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these up now that that voice clip is over. And looks like we got a new enemy too. We have a Riper Squirrel. Well, it's not entirely what I wanted, but I guess it's working out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and have him move. Go ahead and have her do analyze. And bingo.
Evil will fall before my blade.
Alright, over here we can find ourselves a treasure chest, as well as some boxes to break, and another treasure chest with a dragonfly. Or king dragonfly is their names.
Right. Of course. It's my turn. Go.
That's the power of the 8.
Alright, so let's go ahead and pick this up. We get ground bait. So the ground bait will be used to pretty much allow us to have fish spawn back into certain fishing spots.
Well, shall we begin?
I did it!
Okay, looks like Elliot and Reen both got a level up from that fight. And, Elliot learned Detector, which analyzes an enemy, making it easier to unbalance them. Which I guess Detector is pretty much Elliot's way of making...
This looks like a nice spot.
Elliot's way of, like, making, or doing analysis.
Is that?
But I'm gonna first, before we get into that fishing spot there, because there is actually a new fish species that we can catch, I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of these enemies real quick.
My turn.
My turn.
My turn!
Right.
Right! Fire! That takes care of them!
I've only just
Oh,
begun.
Laura got a level up and earned Earth Cleaver. It splits the earth beneath foes' feet. So she got another new craft. We got Proxy Puppet. Nothing there. But we do have a fishing spot.
This looks like a good spot.
Where is it at? There it is. So let's go ahead and go fishing. Alright. Is that a new fish? I think so. Alright, we got a Cassigen. Okay, I don't know if that's the other fish we can... I don't think that's the fish we can get here, though. So, well, maybe it is. If it's species number 5, then I'll know that it's that it is that fish we're looking for.
Not bad.
All right, let's go ahead and do one more. All right. Ooh. Nope, that's the one we're looking for. So actually, we just got caught up. Because, you know, we had the, if we look at our fishing thing, we had this one we couldn't get when we were in the academy in Trista. But we managed to get it here, as well as the 5th one on our list. So we're actually sitting pretty good with fish. Alright. So let's go ahead and come over this way, where we'll find yet another enemy.
Bring it on.
It's my turn. Fire!
Right.
I guess I can go ahead and show off detector.
Analyzing enemy attack patterns.
So pretty much it just allows,
My turn.
it does pretty much just allow Elliot to analyze enemies. Also, for Laura's craft, we have Earth Cleaver, which is pretty much a straight pathway type of attack, which takes out multiple targets,
I'll take you up. My
which is
turn.
pretty good.
There. Now's a chance.
I've got you.
Excuse me, that's rude.
Is everyone
And
okay?
Elisa got a level up. Hey, that's a pretty good. Okay, now we've made it to the farmhouse. This must be the farm that put out that monster extermination request. Should we go inside and ask for more details? Yeah, might as well. Certainly better than just wandering around blindly till we find the thing. Agreed. We're here, so now's as good a time as any to introduce ourselves and integrate ourselves to the locals. Ingrediate, maybe? Ourselves to the locals? I don't know. I'm so bad at reading dialogue, I swear. Alright. Anyway. So...
Wow, this farmhouse is huge.
Look at the cows.
Moo! Alright, let's go ahead and head into the farmhouse. As the person who made the request is this guy. Hello, would you happen to be Cyro? We're here to take care of the monster that's causing issues here. As such, we'd like some further details on it. Oh, you are? I'm the man you're looking for then. Well, I did know that there would be students taking care of it. I wasn't aware that you had young ladies in your company. The rest of you are younger than I expected too. Perhaps this request may be too dangerous for you after all. Thank you for your concern. However, there's no need to worry. All of us have combat experience already. Indeed, this all serves as part of my training too, so please allow us to undertake the request. Well, if you insist. You'll come across a plateau of sorts if you proceed beyond here. That's where the monster tends to appear. It is truly a ferocious one, so much so that passing by the area is impossible, so it attacks everything it sees. Do take extra care when approaching it. Right, being careless with this one doesn't seem like an option. We'll have to be thoroughly prepared for it. Allow us to make our way there once our preparations are complete then. Yeah, let's give it everything we've got. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make our way there, as we do not have anything else we need to take care of in this area. So, let's go. Doesn't look like there's anything over here. This is not another fishing spot, sadly. So we cannot use this bridge as fishing. But let's head into East Celdic Highway 2, where we'll start off with a treasure chest.
transcontinental railroad, huh? Guess that'll take you out of the country.
Yeah, if you keep on heading east, you'd eventually reach Gorelia Fortress.
Alright.
Well, shall we begin?
Sorry about that. I was just kind of letting the dialogue go through. But, another thing that we are, I'm trying to show off, but sadly, the monsters are getting in our way, is, if we head over here, we can get a treasure chest with HP 1 inside of it. HP 1 will actually increase our HP, so that's something to look out for. And if we try to go this way, if we continue traveling south from here, we'd eventually reach Berahard. That's pretty far out of our study area, though. We should turn back. Yep, we can't go any further. So, let's go ahead and smack these. Doesn't look like we'll get any items from those. And let's keep it to going, as we've got more enemies to fight.
We have nothing to fear.
I've got you. It's my turn.
Right. You still have a lot of.
Alrighty. Go ahead and grab this mint drop and this treasure chest. And then there's another enemy here that we can take on. I'm going to go ahead and use Autumn Leaf Cutter, as I just want to get multiple hits off and for damage. Hey, excuse me, I'm getting like absolutely bodied here. How dare you?
Of course. We should keep going.
Okay, but down here near this entrance, there's a treasure chest with Earth Lance. Is that something I want to equip? Actually, I guess the only things Laura can have is these blue ones, which I may actually just go ahead and equip Aqua Bleed to her, just so that way she has that. But if we try to go this way, Gorelia Fortress is in this direction, right? Though not for quite a ways. There's supposed to be a provincial army base called Twin Dragon's Bridge between here and there, too. We don't have any business at either location, however, and our time is limited. We should probably turn back. Alright, well, the enemy that we are looking for is going to be up in this direction. So let's head up here. And there it is. Is that the monster we're looking for? It certainly seems to be. It looks pretty tough. What should we do? We don't have any choice, do we? We don't really have any choice, do we? We have to kill it. It's causing problems for the farmers. Everyone, double check your equipment. We need to be prepared for whatever this thing might throw at us. Understood. Right. Well, we got nothing else to prepare, so let's fight it.
Be careful, this one looks strong.
Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start off here with Autumn Leaf Cutter.
It's my turn.
I'm going to go ahead and have Elisa analyze this enemy. And let's go for a Blue Lullaby, put it to sleep, and have Laura open up with Radiant, or actually, you know what, I'll have Laura kind of grind up some RCP. A ferocious lizard. Scary dinosaur, that's the name of this enemy. Really? I didn't realize that's what its name was. I forgot about that. A ferocious lizard monster releases sound waves by vibrating its dorsal fin, and crushes prey with its teeth. Okay, I'm gonna...
It's my turn.
My aim is to try to get Laura's CP up to 200 again.
Turn to flame.
My turn.
Oh, I didn't want to do Detector. God, I'm used to the first one. Okay, you know what? Let's just do it.
It's my turn.
Here we go.
He countered me. That's rude.
Do this.
But we should be able to finish him off here.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
that takes care of that. I don't know how we did it, but we won. It would have been even tougher if not for the power of our combat links. I hate to admit it, but Arcus does seem to have a lot of potential. You hate to admit it? Why? Never mind that. We should go tell the people at the farm that we took care of the monster they reported. Oh yeah. I hope they're pleased. Is something wrong, Laura? No, it's nothing. Let's go. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're heading back to the farmhouse. Don't have anything else to do on this road. There's no more monsters, no more... Well, I guess there is monsters, but there's no more treasure chests or anything like that for us to collect, so we'll just go ahead and head back. Alright, let's go ahead and report. Oh, I assume you've taken care of that monster. That's correct. Thank goodness. Thank you so much. Now we can finally begin harvesting again. I'll have to let the family know right away. You're welcome. I found myself surprised about how close this area is to Celtic, however. Wouldn't it have been much quicker to make a request to the provincial army instead? Well, it is admittedly close, but this area and Celtic as a whole really is on the very outskirts of the Curzon province. As such, the provincial army isn't very interested in aiding us. Ah. Yeah, that's not too hard to believe considering their attitude earlier. That certainly doesn't sit well with me. I probably shouldn't say any more on the matter. However, I do still owe you all your reward for this. Please take these. That's really generous. Can we really have this much? Why, of course. We've got enough to last us here as it is. After all your help, it's the least I can do. I hope you enjoy them. These look great. Thank you. You don't get much fresher than this. I'm looking forward to digging in. I'm rather envious that you had the opportunity to eat such delicious food every day. That's one of the benefits of being a farmer. Unfortunately, though, it's not all good. Things have been getting tougher lately, seeing as how goods are being imported so cheaply nowadays. Huh, I wasn't aware of that. Importing's become a much easier task now thanks to the Transcontinental Railroad and international flights. Furthermore, more and more goods can be legally imported as a result of rising population. Come to think of it, I have noticed an increase in cheaper ingredients lately. Oh, my apologies, I shouldn't be wasting your time with all this. Regardless, you have my thanks for today. Now, we can move on to harvesting without any worries. Allow us to thank you too. We actually learned a lot from doing this request. Feel free to get in touch should anything else come up. Alright, that takes care of that, and I believe we want to talk to Tissel. For if we do, the fruit we produce is both deliciously fresh and healthy. We can even make whole juice out of it, and it'll be just as good for you. Here, have this recipe and how to do it. Alright, we earned another recipe. And with that takes care of everything we need to do in East Celtic. Guess that does it for all the mandatory tasks. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pooped. Same. I don't venture out on the highways very often. The two of you sure seem okay, though. Well, my hometown is in the countryside, too, so I'm kind of used to this. And with all the training Laura does, I can imagine this is probably nothing for her. Indeed, I find this level of exercise to be quite manageable. However... What is it? No, I'm sure it's nothing. I believe we should return to the inn for now, should we not? Yeah, let's. I'm guessing Instructor Sarah is still there. We can give our report and also ask her a bit more about the purpose behind these field studies. That would definitely be good to know. She hasn't told us anything about what's happening tomorrow either. Alright then, let's head back to town. Alright then, I guess I'll meet you guys back in Celdic. Don't give crap. The one paid. What's going on? It sounds like something's happening over at the market. There appears to be some manner of dispute occurring. I wonder what's up. Should we go take a look? Yeah, let's go see. Don't give me that crap. This is my spot. I paid for it, so it's mine. I'm the one who paid for this spot. Look, I even got the permit for it, so stop lying to me and Vamoose. May I ask what the problem is? Perhaps we can help in some way. There seems to be some question over which of these two gentlemen gets control of this area to set up his stall. The young merchant over here is local, while that merchant wearing the suit is from the capital. So they're both claiming the same spot? How odd. Permits for the market are issued by the province's ruling lord. Oh, so for Celdic, that would be... This isn't good. We must stop them. Hey, who are you? Unhand me at once. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but violence isn't going to solve anything. You both need to calm yourselves. You've been worked into a rage. What are you, high schoolers? This has nothing to do with you meddling kids. We're having a mature discussion here, and I'll thank you not to interfere. Since when has grabbing a person by the neck been considered mature? If you truly intend to have a mature discussion, perhaps you should try acting more like adults. What did you just say to me? We're students from Thor's military academy. We're currently visiting this town on a field study. And while we're not yet formal members of the army, I'm afraid we cannot simply walk by and ignore a fight in such a public place. A military academy? Ugh, so there are a bunch of soldiers in training. What in Adios' name is happening here? Oh, now look what you've done. Manager Otto. I've been filled in on what happened. I understand both of you have a permit for the same stall, is that correct? Yeah. And both permits expire at the same time too. What is the meaning of this? I understand your concern, but fighting over it is greatly inconveniencing the other customers. I'll be happy to discuss the matter in private, but I'll need to ask both of you to put your differences aside until it's been resolved. Okay. I guess. Well, that was a close one. Seems like everything's going to be fine now, though. Yeah, guess he's the guy in charge. I really appreciate the four of you stepping in to help defuse the situation. Though I suppose I should expect no less from the infamous Class 7 I've heard so much about. Oh? How do you know about Class 7? My name is Otto. I'm the manager of Celdic's Grand Market. I have some things to discuss with you. If you'd be so kind as to come along, I'll treat you to some tea. So, you were responsible for choosing our assignments? Indeed. Principal Van Dyke is an old friend of mine, you see. He asked me to personally select a few tasks that you might be able to complete. Well, that was nice of him. We appreciate your consideration as well. It was no trouble at all. Likewise, I'm grateful to you for taking some troublesome tasks off my hands. and I can't thank you enough for your help at the market. If you hadn't been there, I imagine someone would have wound up getting hurt. I'm just glad we got there when we did. So both merchants will be taking turns using the same stall at the front of the market? That's right, both of their permits are genuine, but their merchandise and temperaments don't lend themselves to sharing a space. Eventually, they agreed to a compromise where they would each make use of the front stall on alternate weeks. The other stall we reserved is near the back of the market, however, so whoever's relegated there will likely see far lower sales numbers. That's better than nothing, I guess, but still really unfortunate. I must admit, I do find this whole matter rather perplexing. To my knowledge, the issuing of market permits is the sole responsibility of each province's ruling lord. For a mistake such as this to have been made in the first place raises some rather unpleasant questions. That's true. It's a lord's duty to control the flow of goods. If he can't handle it, the local economy would really suffer. Quite right. Ordinarily, that responsibility would fall upon the Duke's household. The Duke? The Cruzan province is ruled by Duke Alberea, one of the 4 most powerful nobles in the entire country. But lately, the situation surrounding the Duke's household has been getting a bit complicated. Complicated? A few months ago, he increased the sales tax for our market rather significantly, and with a large percentage of their profits being taken from them, the merchants have begun to get rather desperate. Fights like the one you saw earlier are becoming more and more commonplace. I see. Sales tax is something which should not be raised without careful consideration. History has shown us how damaging such actions can be. I've never heard of anything like that happening in the capital. Have you tried raising objections to the increase? Of course. I've even gone to Berehard numerous times to petition the Duke personally. But they always just drive me away at the gate without listening to a word I have to say. This has been going on for roughly 2 months now. If that's the case, the mix-up with the permits may be more than just an accident. Are you suggesting they might be getting careless when dealing with the market, or maybe they're deliberately trying to cause problems? I don't think it's a good idea to jump to conclusions, but I will say that before all this began, the soldiers in the guardhouse absolutely would have intervened in a scuffle like that. Oh? Unlike the Imperial Army, the Provincial Army's main priority is to maintain the status quo throughout their territory. So mediating arguments which threaten the status quo should absolutely fall within the scope of their duties. Correct. It seems that unless we accept this tax increase, they intend to turn a blind eye to the market. The commanding officer at the guardhouse has even made comments suggesting as such. That's not right at all. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking about matters like this with you. This is strictly an internal affair to be dealt with among us merchants. You have no reason to concern yourself with it. You need to be focused on your field study. And I'll have a new list of tasks for you tomorrow morning as well. You will? So you were asked to prepare some for each day of our visit then? That's right, I have quite a few difficult ones in mind too, but I'm sure you're up for them. Or at least, I hope you are. Don't worry, we are. We'll do our very best to meet your expectations. Alright, well, that takes care of that, I guess. That all sounds really unfair. Yeah, I agree. Provincial lords have the duty and the right to decide upon and collect taxes in the regions they control. And as long as that remains the case, there's not really much the general populace can do to stand against them. I'm reluctant to comment on how others choose to rule their own territories, but harassing one's people like this seems clearly inappropriate. I've heard many rumors about the current head of House Alberea. The current head is Eustace's dad, right? So, couldn't we ask Eustace for some help here? I doubt there's anything he could do. Among the nobility, decisions made by the head of the house are absolute. And since the Albareas represent one of the 4 great houses, that old tradition is absolutely guaranteed to be alive and well. The Emperor himself is probably the only one with more power than the heads of the 4 great houses. Guess that's a no then. I see you're all busy mulling things over. Excellent, excellent. Instructor Sarah, what brings you here? I figured it was about time for me to get going. Group B is not getting anything done as expected, so I'm off to help sort them out. What? You're going to see Group B now? The town of Parm is a considerable distance from here. Now, you let me worry about that. You 4 are perfectly capable of looking after yourself anyway, right? Put your heads together and think. I'm certain you'll see what you need to do. Ah. Adios be with you. I just said adios instead of adios. I can't believe it. It's as though she knows exactly what's going on. Even though she spent the whole day drinking at the inn, can she read minds or something? I'd suggest we return to our room and rest for the night in any case. We still have our reports to write, so an early dinner seems wise. Yeah, you're right. I'm so tired. Me too. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep at the dinner table without it even making it to my bed. Alright, well, before we go to, rest for the evening, what I would like to do is Who am I looking for? I need a southwest? That's Taboo, that's Audrey. That's not what I'm looking for. That's also not who I'm looking for. That's Squirrel. Merchant Luz. Old Man. Merchant Tommy. Old Man Flint. Tourist. Ah, here we go. Alright, troops, how's it going? Are y'all learning much out there? For the most part, yeah. It's serving as a reminder we still have quite the ways to go. However, we have every intention of making the most out of this experience. That's what I like to hear. I'm actually about to get started on our evening sales here, so I'll give you a wee discount if... Wait a minute, I think I just had a belter of an idea. What might that be? Right, I know you'll all be tired after your hard working today, but any of you fancy having a wee go and run in the store for a bit? Are you sure? Oh aye, it's fine. This line of work's all about having the skills to negotiate well, so it'll be a good experience for y'all. So how about it? It's certainly an interesting proposal. If you're willing to let us do it, then I don't see why not. Ah, good to hear. Let's get started right away then. I mentioned that I was about to get started on our evening sale, didn't I? It may be a wee bit tough, but I'd like you to handle it. That does sound kind of rough. The idea behind it's simple enough, at least. All you need to do is give appropriate discounts to make a sale. The amount you discount varies, but sometimes you'll be talking up to half price. Half price? That's a lot. Is it even possible to make a profit by doing that? Haha, it doesn't always work out, eh? I've even went into the red a few times thanks to that. But even then, I still think Dayan it's worthwhile. Worthwhile enough even to send yourself into the red? Aye, my personal philosophy is that the amount of sales you make is more important than how much you make. The more sales ye make, the more happy customers you've got. And if you've got more and more customers walking away happy, then your store's gonna have a good reputation. So basically, it all ends up benefiting you in the long run. I see where you're coming from here. Though there's nothing to say that I'm 100% correct. Oi, I meant to say, how do y'all feel about handling the stores separately at different times? I'm okay with it, but any particular reason why? Well, there's an harm in competing with each other, is there? Think of each other as rivals and try as hard as ye can to win. That does seem like an effective way to motivate oneself. I don't know about you guys, but sales aren't exactly my forte. Guess I'll take it as a learning experience. It does sound like it'll be fun, though. Can I ask if there's any specific guidelines when it comes to giving discounts, though? I assume how much of a discount you can offer differs based on the type of goods being sold. Aye, spot on. I've split up everything into fresh goods and processed goods. Fresh goods speak for themselves, really. You'll want to get them sold out as quick as you can. That being said, you're free to make these up to half price if it comes to it, just so we can get them all sold. Processed goods will expire like fresh ones though. So there's no point in discounting them too much. You can't just sell them at full price, so 20% off is the max you should go. So fresh goods can be sold as much as 50% off, while processed goods can only be sold up to 20% off. Got it. Here's hoping I remember that. Oh aye, don't be shy to bump prices up a wee bit either. Deciding when the best time to do that though is all up to you lot. One can assume doing all this depends on how well we negotiate with each customer then. Aye, now that that's sorted, let's get started. It doesn't matter what order you all go in, but how about you go first? That's fine with me. That settles it. Let's see what you're made of then, Reen. I wish you luck. Thanks. Here's hoping it goes well. Welcome, welcome. We're currently in the middle of our evening sale. He's more of a natural than I would have guessed. Aye, he'll bring in customers with guts like that. Wow, I don't think I can put myself out there like that. I'm rather worried myself. Oh, his first customer has arrived. Oh, are you working here part-time? I almost thought you were a pro with a voice like that. Oh, thank you. By the way, do you have any tomatoes? I need some for tonight's dinner, you see. We actually do have some of those. How many are you looking at? I think 5 should do for me. There seems to be a sale going on at the moment, though, so how much would that end up being? It's 10 mira per tomato. I can give her up to half off because they're fresh goods. What should I sell them for in total? Five tomatoes would usually go for 50 mira, but I can offer them for 35 mira instead. How does that sound? That sounds fine. I'll take them. Thank you for your purchase. Seems like he made his first sale. Indeed, it appears to have gone rather smoothly too. Oh, here's another customer. A sale, is it? That sounds interesting. We're offering discounts on all our goods, so feel free to have a look. I assume that applies to this wine as well. Of course. Wine doesn't fall under fresh goods, so... How does 900 mira sound? You sure you can't do better than that? How about this? If you buy it now, I'll include this cheese for 20% off. Oh ho! That's an interesting offer. Cheese accompanies wine rather well too, so allow me to take you up on that. Thank you for your purchase. That went pretty well. Another successful sale for him. Seems like he's gotten into the swing of things. Aye, I look forward to hearing about how much he sold it for. Here's another customer. Oh, the evening sale's finally starting. What happened to Lyman? He's left me in charge for a bit. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Mom asked me to get some stuff for dinner. How much are you selling cabbages for? I need 3, but she told me to buy some extra if they're cheap. It's 20 mirror per pack cabbage, and they fall under fresh goods, so... 3 would normally cost 60 mira, but does 6 for that same price sound good? So I get double the amount for free? I'm sure my mom will be happy to hear that. Can I have them then? Of course. Thank you for your purchase. And thus, Reen's turn came to an end, and the others were given a chance to try their hand at merchantry. Right, you all had your turns then. Good job, troops. We owe you our thanks for giving us an opportunity to experience this. I agree. I'm sure experience like this will come in handy down the line. Haha, glad to hear it. The lot of you did well too, considering it was your first time. It was pretty interesting to see how your personalities affected your results too. Speaking of which, how did we all do in the end? Well, you had the least amount of sales out of everyone, Elliot. You did manage to make a fair amount though, but that also means you didn't really offer that much of a discount. You have to be more aggressive, really. Sorry about that. Next up is Laura. You were a wee bit too generous with the discounts. Making a lot of sales is good, but you still have to consider how much you're making from them too. Understood. My thanks for the advice. Up next is Reen. You ended up doing really well in both the number of sales and how much you made. I'm pretty impressed, honestly. With a bit more experience, you could be a fine merchant. You think so? I guess we've discovered another of Reen's hidden talents. Well done, Reen. Being told that by someone with experience here is really impressive. And finally, Elisa. You wouldn't happen to have some prior experience, would you? Not really, no. That really is amazing then. I have to be honest here, you almost managed to sell as much and make as much as I normally do. You've gotten quite a unique style that brings the customers in, so there really isn't any advice for me to give you. That's quite the evaluation. I think that's a bit of exaggeration. So Elisa has the skill to potentially become a successful merchant, then. I have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. I didn't expect her to be this skilled either. Do any of your relatives happen to be involved in this line of work? Not that I know of, no. Aha, well, either way, today's end up being pretty interesting thanks to you lot. Here, take this, your wage for the day. You made some good money too, so here, a wee bonus. Thank you very much. Are you sure? Aye, no danger. You've all learned it. Catch you all later then. Alright, that's the hidden quests. So, hidden quests, like I said, are just things that you kind of have to go around and discover. They're not things you'll easily find. But with that takes care of all the quests we can do today. So, I think with that, next time on Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, we're going to head back into the inn and rest for the night and get ready for our day tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a like, trips out a ton. Make sure to subscribe dibbly dibbly if you've not already. And I will see you guys all later.